What is up, my friend? Welcome to episode 129 of the Anthony John Amick's podcast. This is another Sunday sermon edition. And last week, I went down to Cancun with my wife and some friends, and we stayed at the Hyatt Ziva. We had an amazing time, just incredible time. And in fact, it was like one of the best trips I'd really ever taken with my wife. And in this podcast, I want to share with you why that was and how you can create something like that as well. So if you want a great life, not just like a good life, I'm talking about a full on great life, then sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Anthony John Amick's podcast, the one and only podcast designed to help you become unstoppable in life and business. My name is Anthony John Amick. My friends call me AJ, and my goal with this podcast is to help you remember who you truly are so you can maintain your center in the chaos, embody your potential, and unlock freedom in your life and business. That being said, let's get into today's show.
All right, welcome back. Now, before I get into today's Sunday sermon, if you're tired of feeling like your bank account and your business and life just really haven't caught up with your desires yet, and you're ready to start seeing those $15,000 days or $20,000 days and having the confidence and certainty and knowing that your business is thriving with you or without you, and the knowing that you finally created your freedom as an online entrepreneur, then I want to invite you to join my community called Embody Potential. It's all about destroying blocks, becoming unstoppable, and scaling your business. And you can join for free by going to ajamix.com/community. Almost messed up that URL there. ajamix.com/community. See, the thing is most of the business and personal development world, they really keep entrepreneurs on this hamster wheel, burning out and struggling with imposter syndrome. And I've been deep in the online business and personal transformation world for nearly a decade now. And after supporting hundreds of entrepreneurs and expanding their lives and their businesses, I found that there are specific timeless principles and scientific truths and spiritual experiences that will really skyrocket every single area of your life. Now, most business mentorships don't really unlock the personal transformation required to scale quickly. And most personal transformation, well, it really just isn't built for the busy business owner. So I teamed up with my good friend and incredible coach, Jonathan Heston, to give you our raw perspective about what it really takes to build a life that serves you financially and internally, a perspective that has been invaluable for us and our clients. And it's unlocked some crazy results, like 300% growth, people going from 30K a month to 370K months and more. So in this group, you can expect a few things. Number one, value-driven interviews and conversations. Number two, collaborative Q&As. Number three, exclusive trainings. And number four, content that makes you money and up levels your being, because that's what impacts everything that you do. So to join the group for free and get access to all of those things, simply go to ajamix.com/community, click the little join button. I'll review a few questions, and then we'll accept you inside the community because we want to make sure we have really good, legitimate, real people inside there. So again, ajamix.com/community. I look forward to seeing you inside. So let's change gears and get into today's Sunday sermon. So like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I went down to Cancun with my wife. We had an amazing time. We stayed there for 4 days while my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, they flew in from Denver to take care of our daughter. And while at Cancun, we had 3 butlers. We had this beautiful view of the ocean. I mean, you could just see the ocean from the shower if you wanted to. It's kind of crazy. It's just a beautiful resort. The staff was amazing. And the water was some of the prettiest crystal clear blue that you'll really ever see down in the Caribbean. I laughed and I played in the waves until I was just exhausted. I could barely walk because I played for 2-3 hours just in the waves like a child. I had wonderful food, great drinks. We talked about our desires and our future plans. We decided what we wanted to focus on next. We connected deeply, had some really good, amazing sex. I mean, life was just great. Everything about it was amazing. Not one single time did we argue or disagree. I mean, it was amazing. Now, here's the thing, life wasn't always this way for us. I can remember so many of our trips where we're arguing and fighting a lot. Either I was triggered or she would be triggered. And then when that happened, I used to withdraw, I used to withhold, I used to shut down. While all that she did, she would just try to get me to do everything she could do to try to get me to come out of my shell. And the harder that she pushed, the deeper into this cave of my heart that I like retreated to, and the higher that I just start putting up the walls, right? Well, just a couple of weeks ago, I was talking with an incredible life coach named Matt Laughlin inside the Embodied Potential community. And he really kind of said something I never really thought about. He said something like, the commitment of unconditional love surfaces like all of the nasty stuff, all of the shit, right? And when he said this, I couldn't help but think about like greatness, because so many people want to be great. They want to have a great life. They want to have a great relationship. They want to have a great business. I mean, they just want to be great. But Matt touched on this principle that I found to be true. At least it's been true for me and my clients so far, which is if you feel called to greatness, that calling will surface all that is not great in your life. Now, I know when you get this, I think it's going to make a lot of sense for you, and it's going to bring you some peace. So hang with me here. You see, a lot of people who are called to the path of greatness, they make the mistake of labeling the not great stuff in their life as wrong or bad, or it shouldn't be happening. Because after all, they believe they're called to greatness. So anything that is not great must mean that they're off their path. Get what I'm saying here? Like anything not great surely means something is wrong with them or is wrong with their plans, right? I don't think this is the case. I think if you're really called to greatness when you're facing the not great stuff, it just means that you're probably on the right path. You're just in a phase of life where if you'll give yourself permission to face into the not great stuff and face it head on and let it refine you, that is actually what reveals the greatness that you're called to. Like coming back to my trip in Cancun with my wife, it was great, right? Like it was absolutely great. And it was great because for 5 years now, we have faced into the not great stuff together. Like I've chosen to face all of my not great stuff that I could face up to this point. And last year and this past year, like even the end of this year, my wife has chosen to face into her not great stuff. And the choosing of facing into and handling the not great stuff is what has paved the way for a whole other level of greatness inside our relationship and our lives with one another. You know, I used to think that anytime we argued, it meant something about me wasn't great. Anytime that we fought, I thought, man, maybe our marriage, it's not great. Something's wrong with our marriage. Anytime something went sideways in business, maybe a launch didn't go well, or a contract or a business partner didn't hit a deadline, I thought something about my business or my leadership style or my offer or my messaging or my ability to like do things inside the business wasn't great. And I've learned this isn't the case. Like those thinkings, those belief systems that I wasn't great, it really wasn't the right way of thinking. In fact, it was a form of self-sabotage. And for many, many years, I forgot who I truly was, which is a powerful creator. And I didn't realize that all of the not great stuff didn't have anything to do with me or my identity or my ability to create success. Instead, all of the not great stuff was being revealed to me so it could be burned away in the fire of life, right? All of the not great stuff was being revealed to me so the not great stuff could be burned away in the fire of life. So all of the greatness that I was called to could be birthed. Now, I don't know what you're going through right now. Maybe you're facing some not great stuff. Maybe your marriage isn't working or your business. I don't know what your not great stuff is. Yet my encouragement to you is to stay the course and to remember that you're great. Like right now, this very instance, and simply realize that the not great stuff is simply the price to be paid for greatness. So my invitation to you this day is this. Where in your life, where in your business are you facing some not great stuff? And how can you let the not great stuff refine you to give way to your greatness? Well, that's all I have for this episode of the Anthony John Meeks podcast. I hope it served you and inspired you to continue creating the greatness that you feel called to. If you know someone who needs to hear this episode, send it to them over there in their DM, screenshot it, share it on social media, send them an email, text message, whatever you have to do to get this episode into their ear holes. And also, please keep those 5-star reviews coming over on iTunes, because that's what helps get this show found by more people and get this message out into the world. So thank you so much for being here today. Until next time, my friend, I'm out. Peace.
Well, that's all I've got for this episode of the Anthony John Amix podcast, but we have plenty more to help you become unstoppable in life and business. So head on over to ajamix.com for exclusive resources, information, and tools to help you break through to a new level of freedom, purpose, and success. I look forward to having you back for the next episode. Bye for now.